Chapter 52. A woodpecker's movement around a tree trunk defines a perfect spiral. To connect the hoppity helix of the woodpecker to the macrocosmic spiral of our stellar system, or to the microcosmic spiral of the DNA molecule, or, for that matter, to the hundreds of natural spirals in between snail shells, crowns of daisies and sunflowers, fingerprints, cyclones, etc., may be assigning to geometry more meaning than the mundane can abide. Suffice to say that a woodpecker is first on one side of the tree and then the other, disappearing, then reappearing at a point slightly higher up the trunk. Bernard Mickey Wrangle had disappeared again, this time into the maximum security wing of McNeil Island Federal Penitentiary, but nobody, with the possible exception of the Princess Lee Cherie, was expecting him to reappear any time close to soon. True, he could be paroled in 20 months if he behaved, but who could expect Bernard to behave? Certainly not officials at McNeil. They isolated him in solitary confinement. The only person permitted to see him there was Nina Jablonski, and she saw him only once because he fired her when he found himself imprisoned without the fun of a trial. Jablonski explained that if tried, he could have been made to serve the remainder of his previous 30-year sentence plus time for his escape, or he could have drawn a new sentence that was nearly as bad, particularly had he turned the courtroom into some outlandish celebration of outlawism, as he had been hinting he would do. "You're lucky," said Jablonski. "You could have come out of McNeil looking more like a bald eagle than a woodpecker." "This way. I'm going to have you back in circulation while your hair's still red." Bernard thanked her for her concern, but he felt betrayed, nonetheless, and he dismissed her. "That's the trouble with political people," he said. "There's not one of you, left, right, or center, who doesn't believe that the means are justified by the end." With that, he spiraled out of view. On the day of his transfer to McNeil, the Seattle Post-Intelligencer had published a one-column picture of him, grinning, as usual, as if mouthing a pulpy newsprint yum. His snaggled teeth and freckles ghosted out, but his eyes frictional, even in gray ink, with the special hungers of the terminally alive. Lee Cherie tore the picture out of the paper and passed it beneath her hangover pillow. It did little, if anything, to relieve her headache. Her temples were banging like her daddy's valve, but during the night she woke to the unmistaken sound of the chipmunk that lives at the center of the earth, and it seemed unusually close to her ear.